our previous one. Okay, now this is going to be part 6. Okay, now see, actually this is the slope in our previous, that is part 5. We have already discussed about slope, but yes, this is very important term, and we have to devote some time over this so that we may have a clear idea in our mind regarding the slope. Okay, that's why I am taking this as a separate one. Okay, now in part 6 we are going to discuss only this slope. Okay, now listen carefully. Slope, how many types of slopes are there? Okay, basically, okay, which we are going to use in our chapter. Okay, and further in 11th class also you are going to have this. Okay, so zero slope, positive slope, negative slope, and the last one, very important one, that is not defined slope, or you may say that usually people used to say that infinite slope. So actually that is not defined. Okay, so let us begin with zero slope. Okay, now see, zero slope means what? The basic definition. Let us come to basic definition. Remember, never ever forget this. This is very important. Okay, if you will forget this, then these all are of no use. Okay, so slope is equals to what? Change in y-axis upon change in x-axis. Okay, change in y-axis and change in x-axis, or difference in y-axis and difference in x-axis between 2 points. Okay, now these are the notations, okay, for change. Okay, so let us move towards zero slope. Listen carefully. Okay, zero slope, say we are having a graph. Okay, again in this graph we are having a origin. Okay, this is the distance and time. I am taking this as a distance and time. This is just for the sake of your understanding. Okay, you may take another one. Okay, just our main focus is slope. Okay, and then I am going to explain the zero slope. Okay, so how? Let us see. For y-axis, let us see, for y-axis, if we are having 2 points A and B, we are observing, okay, for 2 positions A and B. So for B, say the distance covered is SB, and for A, say the distance covered is AC. Okay, now over the x-axis we are having time. So time for B is TB, and for time for A is TA. As B is the final position and A is the initial position, because time used to move like this. Okay, so the distance covered will be SB minus SA upon TB minus TA, means final minus initial. We used to do final minus initial. Okay, now see, here we have, because SB equal to SA equals to S0, because it is a horizontal line according to over the x-axis. Okay, so S0 minus S0, S0 minus S0 something means, or say 2 minus 2, 0. Okay, that's why over numerator you will have 0, and denominator we are having a variable right now. Okay, so 0 divided by anything is 0, so slope will be 0. So such type of graph, okay, in this, okay, horizontal line, so we may say that the slope of this graph is 0. I am not talking about any speed or any other thing. I am simply talking about slope of this graph is 0. Such type of graphs used to have zero slope. Okay, now zero slope means what? They are having a sandwich, okay, with the x-axis. Okay, means they are overlapping, or they are means one over another, or if they are separate then both are parallel. Okay, it means what? They are having a zero slope. Okay, now next one is positive slope. Suppose we are having a graph like this. Okay, I had done this graph like this. Okay, now in this again you have to remember this slope is change in y-axis upon change in axis. For y-axis, let me see, this is the final position, this is the initial position. Okay, so final position SB, initial position SA for distance for y-axis, x-axis final time TB, initial time TA, slope will SB minus SA upon TB minus TA. Now see, here we may say SB is greater than SA. Yes, distance B is greater than distance A. Yes, because this is the A point and this is the B point, so B point is higher than the A point. Okay, and we also know that TB is greater than TA, TB is greater than TA, so slope will be what? Higher quantity minus lower quantity, means suppose 5 minus 2, so that will be the plus 3. Okay, TB minus TA, higher quantity minus lower quantity, suppose 5 second minus 2 second, 3 second. Okay, so both the quantities will be what? Plus divided by plus, means plus 5 divided by plus 5 say, or plus 2 divided by plus 2 will be 1, that will be with plus sign. Okay, remember, so slope will be plus. Okay, and which we used to say that this is the positive slope. Remember carefully. See, this is the x-axis, and suppose a particular graph arises from x-axis, okay, towards y-axis, okay, in a positive direction, then the slope will always be plus. Slope will always be plus. If that graph rotates anti-clockwise like this, okay, this is the anti-clockwise. In your watch you will see that that needles used to move like this, okay, but yes, here, yes, suppose from the x-axis, okay, ये फाटक खुल रही है x-axis से ऊपर जैसी जा रहा है. Now remember that will be the plus positive slope. Okay, now then negative slope. Let us see again. We are having a graph like this. Okay, how such type of graph can? Right now our main focus is over the negative slope. Okay, now see, suppose 2 points are there. This is the A point, this is the B point, because time is moving from this here to here. Okay, now so this is the initial position, this is the final position. Okay, initial position, that is at time ta, which is at 0 position. Okay, now this is the B, and the coordinates of B, yes, coordinates of B is y-axis, sorry, x-axis and y-axis. X-axis TB, y-axis SB. At this particular position we are having SB here, yes, over this. Okay, that is at origin, that is SB. Okay, that is 0. Okay, now slope is what? SB minus SA, final minus initial, final minus initial. Now see, we may say, or we may see that SB is less than SA. Yes, if SB is less than SA, then yes, you may say that SB minus SA will be negative quantity. Yes, because this time what we are doing, we are doing 3 minus 5. So that will be what? 3 minus 5 will be what? 3 minus 5 will be what? Minus 2. Yes, remember. So that's why, because SB is less than SA, so this difference will be negative. So difference is negative. Here time can't be like this. So TB minus TA, TB will always be greater than TA. So that will be, the denominator will be plus and numerator will be minus. So overall minus upon plus, like say example, minus 2 upon plus 5. So that will be nothing but what? Overall minus 2 by 5. Yes. Okay, so remember, so the slope will be negative in such case. Last case, very important case, remember, not defined slope. Okay, let us see. Suppose we are having a graph like this. Now the graph is like this. X-axis is this, and then that graph is at 90 degree with x-axis. Okay, now this time, this is one such case. You may say that's a supersonic case. Okay, in which, okay, at an instant of time, you had covered a distance. Usually we used to take time to cover something. Here within no time we have covered a lot of distance. Yes. Okay, so see the case, slope is SB minus SA, suppose. So that I have taken 2 points, B and A. So B is final, A is initial. Okay, SB minus A, no problem, sir. But yes, ultimately for time, A and B both are the single point. Whatever is A is B, because time is constant, only one value for time. So TB minus TA, TB and TA both are equal, so we may cancel them out and that will be 0. 0 in denominator. In mathematics, we used to say that it is a not defined quantity, okay, or in a denominator when 0 is there, then the whole quantity will be not defined. Okay, that's why we will say that the slope is not defined here, or usually people used to say that slope is infinity. Okay, so this was all about the slope. Remember, learn them out, okay, properly. We will solve some numericals regarding this one, okay, later on. Thank you.